All right, it's celebration time. Celebration time. This is Dr. Sharon Johnson with Comtivate, and it is my pleasure to recognize another great woman. Is history. This is history. You know, women should be in the history books, and so we're celebrating. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I am just so happy to recognize Dr. Hopelyn Brown as an extraordinary and a powerful woman for 2022.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
right. I mean, we are recognizing her for entrepreneurship, leadership skills, motivation, job satisfaction, all of the good things, coaching. And so, why are we doing this? Why are Dr. Hopelyn and I having this conversation today, celebrating her? Because, we're celebrating ordinary women who are doing extraordinary things in their lives, in their families, for the community. And these women, like Dr. Hopelyn here, they're either, running a home, being a professional in the workplace, running their own business, entrepreneurship. And the intent for me to really celebrate women like Dr. Hopelyn is so that other women and little girls can say today, I want to be like her, that they can be reminded that they have the potential to change the world. And so these are women who are maximizing their potential, and they're just allowing themselves to be used, and they're living according to how God has destined them. So in part of our celebration, we want to learn and explore the mind of Dr. Hopelyn. I'm going to ask her some questions. Grab a pen and paper. You may have to write it down, but most importantly, lean in today as we celebrate this amazing, extraordinary, and powerful woman. Dr. Hopelyn, good
Wow.
afternoon, good morning. How are you?
Good afternoon, morning, evening, wherever you are in the world. Dr. Sharon Johnson, thank you for that beautiful, warm, comforting hug that you just gave me across the the internet. It's amazing, God is so good because he knows what you need before you ask. And each of us, whether we are a coach or a leader in our community, or young woman, just trying to understand their purpose in life, no matter who you are, you need a hug, you need comfort, you need someone to hold your hand from time to time. So this is the reason why in our community we say, if we're a coach, we need to have someone coaching us too, right?
Yes.
And so this morning or last night when Dr. Sharon reached out to me, I was so delighted. But this morning I knew exactly why she reached out to me, because I needed that hug from her. So thank you so much.
Wow, we're going to send you a hug from around the world.
Thank you, thank
So
you.
I want, and we having this conversation really to celebrate women. And I'm so glad you're doing what you're doing, because not many women, Dr. Hopelyn, can step forward and step out and do these amazing things that you're doing. And we know it wasn't easy. You and I know it's not easy starting from the bottom up and just
Yes.
going through life. But for that little girl or that woman who's out there today, we want to talk about how are you maximizing your potential as a woman, whether it's at work, being in entrepreneurship, what can you share?
Well, let me kind of go back to the beginning, because I believe that sometimes we need to really put things in context in order to kind of see that, you know, you're not, you're not, what should the word I'm trying to find is, there's nothing impossible for you to do. If you have a dream, it can be fulfilled. So I go back to growing up in Jamaica, this little girl in basic school, and my basic school teacher says, you go ahead and lead the class while I go to the bathroom. She saw something in me way back then when I was a little girl. And
Wow.
one of the things I want to say is, no matter who you are right now, think about what you have been doing good at in your life. What is it that you've been doing good at in your life? Whether you're 5 years old, 10 years old, 15 years old, 50 years old, 80 years old. Because I know of an 80-year-old, 85-year-old woman who's running a business, and she's positive and she's energetic. And every time you speak to her, she can impart something positive and powerful in you. So no matter where you are, if you are a new leader, if you're a new manager, if you're new at whatever you're doing today, know that with intentional decision to explore what you were created to do and be, you can achieve great things. And
Wow.
this little girl who started out in this basic school in Jamaica, she migrated to the USA in 1995 and completed all her studies. Never even thought that that was a part of her story, but God allowed her to complete her undergrad, her graduate studies, and her doctoral studies, and allowed her to travel to different parts of the world, to Canada, to Spain, to Poland, to Portugal, you know, and the list goes on. But the same can happen for you and impact lives. And I have been able to speak to thousands of women and men and hundreds and small groups. But right now, I really want to speak to you. If you are a new manager, a new leader, a new entrepreneur, and you need the skills to become more confident, to step into your role with the know-how, knowing how you can leverage your strengths, make them work for you, and then work for your team members, I'm here to help you do that. So reach out to me, and at the end of our session today, I can give you more information, but I'll I'll let you know now. drhopelyn.com, that's drhopelyn.com, is a place where you can get to know more about me and the work that I can do with you to help mine the goodness out of you.
Wow, listen, Dr. Hopelyn, this is exactly why we're celebrating you at Comtivate, right? Gotta do right. Celebrating you at Comtivate. One of my goals at Comtivate, when I started Comtivate, and everybody said, Comtivate, what is that? It really means communicate to motivate. That was my intent in
I love it.
2011 when I put those words, communicate to motivate, for moments like this, to celebrate strong women like you. Being strong. Sometimes people are strong women, but just hearing you and seeing what you're doing, because I know one of the things you do is you help people find their purpose. People are
Correct.
still struggling today, Dr. Hopelyn, to find their purpose. I want you to tell us a quick way for somebody to say, how do you find your purpose, especially as you're exploring and impacting lives? I mean, maybe, is there a quick story you can tell us that maybe that story have forced you to find your purpose?
For sure. I believe that we allow society to decide for us, and it hides our purpose. So, for instance, I have a friend who currently she's doing amazing things in the world, but she wanted to be in acting. She wanted to be on the movie screen, on the TV. And their parents said, listen, you're going to school and you're going to become an engineer. And she went to school and she studied and became an engineer. But she could never find her place in the world. And that little girl, the desire that she had in her heart from she was a little girl, she was like top comedian in her classroom. She was the one who could make you laugh. When she looked back in her old high school, primary school magazines. And today she's become the comedian that she has always dreamed to be, and she's on her way to, creating movies and being on the TV screen. You will be seeing her around more. And with social media, she's become like well known in lots of large communities and taken note of by leaders in these communities. So you never know, but your purpose will always find you. Even if you were forced to go a different direction, your purpose will always find you back. But nowadays, I find that the millennials, they are very strong on this is what I want to do. And nothing's going to stop them. No parent, no anyone, no teacher. So if there's something that you have a passion about in your heart, and if you were to work in that field, you will enjoy it for the rest of your life. they say if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. So think about that thing that you love to do and how you can touch lives of others with that thing, and make enough income so that you can live, a full life and live the dreams that you want for yourself and your family. That is how you find your purpose. I can take you step by step through it, but in a short little statement, I just want to say your purpose will find you. And there are steps, if you're having difficulty to find it, that I can walk you through to help you find your purpose.
Wow, thank you for that, Dr. Hopelyn. What an amazing story. I think about as you talk about growing up, I love to talk, and I'm like, wow. I always wanted to. I used to just like, we didn't have dolls. We were very poor. So we just like the stick man. We used magic sticks. That's what our
Yes.
dolls. And we could go back. We could go way back. But I want to focus on you. But I really know at that time, I know I wanted to lead people, teach people, but most importantly, inspire people. And so
Yes.
you just kind of touched my heart. My heart smiled as you talk about that story because it's so relevant. So one of the other things we know that as we're focusing on women and it's Women's History Month, and again, celebrating you in this moment, we know that a lot of women are still struggling. And you do that. That's what you do. You move people. And that's why I want to talk with you, because I want you to probably share, maybe it's the one thing that a woman could do. What is that thing that a woman could do today to really help her experience that move from ordinary to extraordinary? What would you say?
Wow, there's so many things, and I believe there's no one thing, and it just depends on where you're at, because different things can move us at different times. But what I would encourage any woman listening today that feels stuck and feel like they can't move ahead is to find a place where you can be quiet.
Mm.
Find a place where you can think without even writing. Just listen to your spirit, listen to God, because you were created by God. And in my book, Fill Your Gap, there is right at the introductory chapter, I talk about the scripture about being still. Being still, in the stillness, you can find out, what is it that you desire? What is it to know God more, or to come closer to him, or just to know him? Because sometimes we hear of him and we see other people experiencing God, but we don't know God. And so first I would say, come to a place where you're still, you're quiet, and you come to know who your creator is and why he created you. And I believe in that stillness, it can lead you to reaching out to someone to hold your hand and help you guide you through the journey. We cannot do this alone. One of my mentors says, one is too small a number for greatness. And here it is. Dr. Sharon and I are here because we can't do it alone. We need each other. We need to hold each other's hand. So don't ever feel you can. I can think of all the things that I've done throughout my life journey. And whether it be something exciting or something challenging, there are always people along the journey to celebrate that with me, or to, cry with me, So we need each other. So I would encourage you, get still, stop, block the voices out. No, what John or Mary or Joan or whoever is saying. Just find a quiet space. Go for a walk if there's no space in quietness in the area that you're in. Just find a quiet place to go and just listen. Yeah, tune into you.
Wow, that's so powerful. Thank you for sharing that. Because I mean, staying quiet is so powerful. I was reading something the other day, Mother Teresa, when she talked about prayer, and you just remind us again the power of prayer, the power of being still. And as Christian women, we know that there are women out there who have just listened to you and I want to appeal to anybody who's listening to the experience the quiet. There's something beautiful that happens in that quiet. And so, Dr. Hopelyn, thank you so much for being amazing, for being phenomenal, for riding through life and showing the way. So many people today, they're just hurrying around. They want to be like everybody. They're just running around trying to be like everybody when they should stop and look at the path that has been created. It's women like you who have created the path for so many and for those to come. So I want to thank you, and I just want to celebrate you. Thank you. Thank you. This is your month. I'm telling you, continue doing what you're doing. And thank you for allowing us at Comtivate to do this. In the meantime, I know you shared a little bit, but just for sharing purposes, for that person who says, I want to connect with her, I think you gave just tell us your website again. Is it LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram? Where are you so that that person can come straight to you if they need some help today?
For sure. Thank you, Dr. Sharon. So for anyone who needs a boost in on their journey of living this life, whether it be personal or professionally, especially if you are new in the area of management, team leading, reach out to me at drhopelyn.com. Or on Facebook, it's Hopelyn Mullings Brown. So you'll find me, Hopelyn Mullings Brown, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and on Instagram, Dr. Hopelyn, at Dr. Hopelyn. I am delighted that we could do this together, and I'm looking forward to reach and meet every one of you who would like to chat with me. If you just want to chat for 30 minutes, click on the link for Discover Session. I'll be happy to meet with you and chat and see if it's a fit. And if it is not, I can definitely refer you to who can help you. But I'm looking forward to talking with every one of you.
Awesome. Awesome. Once again, thank you so much. And folks, of course, I am Dr. Sharon Johnson. I am the CEO of Comtivate Leadership Training and Development, where I do consulting and coaching, speaking, training. It's what I do. I speak, I teach, I train, I write, I coach. That is my story, and I'm sticking to it. And while I'm on that path, I get to celebrate wonderful women like Dr. Hopelyn. Dr. Hopelyn, I pray that God will continue to just keep his hands over you, continue to guide you in doing what you're doing for those who just haven't got to this space yet, and to know that you've created it. And so thank you again. In the meantime, folks, at Comtivate, we say, stay beautiful, stay fabulous, and whatever you do, stay motivated. Thank you. All right.